Hi, I'm Brent Murphy, pharmacist specializing in natural medicine. Welcome into the Circle with Solal. In this wellness series, we've been discussing the effects that stress has on health problems in the body. And today we're going to be discussing stress and exhaustion. You know, many of us are very busy, and we wear that busyness as a badge of honor, proud to hold down maybe 2 jobs. However, this takes a toll on our health. We might be fine initially for the first few years, handling and coping with the stress with no problem. However, after many years, we become exhausted and fatigued. Today, I would like to welcome a well-known TV presenter and entrepreneur to speak to us about how he handles stress and, more importantly, exhaustion. Please welcome Janez Vermeiren. Hello, Janez, how are you doing?
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Nice to see you in the flesh. So listen, tell us a little bit about what you do and importantly, how you handle the stress and exhaustion that must come with such a busy life.
I always seem to have had this very busy lifestyle, and I think, you know, it's my fault, you know.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a lot, and I'm an entrepreneur, you know.
Yes.
So I was juggling a TV career as a TV presenter, traveling the world, then being an entrepreneur, having my own modeling agency and various other businesses, production companies, and now a new business, and at the same time still being that TV personality,
Wow.
but also a father, a husband, and so there's not a lot of time in your day, and there's a lot of stress. And the truth is, for many years I didn't do it well. I really struggled with stress. I was deeply unhappy, I had a lot of anxiety, and I was constantly fatigued. But I think in the past 2 years since COVID hit, I've actually re-looked, you know, my life and what makes me happy. And I must say, I feel like in the past 2 years, I've become a lot happier, a lot more energized. And that was purely by making some decisions in my life.
I mean, you also look fit and healthy. Do you exercise?
For me, exercise is very important. You know,
Yes.
that was always in my unhappiest time at work,
Yes.
and it was an unhappy time. You know, I was in a business that I wasn't happy in, and I needed
Yes.
to make a shift. And for years, I didn't. And the only relief I had from all of the stress from work, and then everything compounds after that, was actually going out for a run and exercising, because then you could be, you know, in the moment, in the present, and you didn't stress about work and about all, you know, about your situation and your surroundings.
Yeah.
So for me, exercise is super important. I've also realized a healthy diet is probably also
Yes.
good.
If you don't look after your health, you don't exercise, you don't eat healthily, you become highly stressed, you can become burnt out and exhausted. The problem is when people get burnt out and exhausted, they can't easily get back to that position of health if their adrenal glands, the glands that actually produce the stress hormones, are exhausted. And that is where supplementation comes in. So supplementation, yes, is important for helping you cope with stress. There are 2 herbs. One is called ginseng and the one is called licorice. Now, it's not the licorice sweet. Licorice sweet tastes like licorice, but actually has none of the licorice herb inside it.
That's good, because I don't like the taste of it.
But licorice in a capsule, the actual medicinal extract, re-nurtures those adrenal glands to help you start producing the hormones that help you cope with stress. And so what I say to people is that if you are like you are right now, whereby you are handling your stress fine, you're coping with your stress fine, continue doing what you're doing, but ensure that you don't fall into the trap of becoming exhausted.
Back in the day, what I used to do is I used to burn myself out completely. I would eat badly.
Yes.
I'd be horribly stressed.
Yes.
And mental fatigue is often much worse than physical
Absolutely.
fatigue, because when you're mentally fatigued, you don't want to exercise. And then that compounded. And then on weekends, my wife wouldn't be able to get me out of bed. You know, I'd be in my pajamas from
dear.
from Friday night until Sunday,
Yes.
until Monday morning.
Yes.
You know. Which was terrible,
Yes.
you know, because then you're not spending quality time with your family and you're not prioritizing your family life.
And there's another type of fatigue, and that is not so much the fatigue that's just caused by stress, but exhaustion that's caused by just having a high energy life. For example, if you are exercising a lot and you're working a lot, you often get depleted of magnesium. And magnesium is a mineral that not only energizes your body, but energizes your brain and keeps your muscles functioning healthy. So that's another thing that people should be looking at, is just getting enough magnesium, particularly if you are into exercise, because exercise does increase your muscles' requirement for magnesium. And one of the biggest muscles that needs magnesium is the heart. And what we found is that people that are lacking in magnesium are at a higher risk of heart attack. So stroke or heart attacks from stress. So you mentioned your supplement. What do you supplement with, out of interest?
Well, every morning I take a multivitamin.
Yeah.
When I train, I do take magnesium,
Yes.
which really works. And especially when I know I'm going to do like 2 or 3 hours of exercise.
Yes.
Usually I do that on a Saturday or Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I take omega-3.
Good.
Which is important.
So omega-3 is extremely important, particularly as you're getting older, for your heart and for your brain, but interestingly also for your joints if you exercise. It's one of the most important supplements for over 40s or over 50s in terms of helping to protect your joints from damage and degeneration.
I've felt such a difference since I started taking omega-3. It's like been a complete game changer for
Makes a
me.
big difference.
My skin feels better as well. My immunity feels better, and I don't know if it helps with immunity, but I've just felt a lot healthier. And I actually double dose it. So I think they say you should only take, I think, maximum 2. I take 2 in the morning and then another 1 at night.
It's like saying, especially if you exercise, am I taking too many chicken breasts? What if you take 1, 2, or 3? It's a food.
Yeah.
Some people need 3, some people need 2.
Exactly. And you know, also with my lifestyle, and I'm sure there's a lot of South Africans that have the same lifestyle. I'm not saying I'm any different, but you're always on the go, you know, and you've got your side hustles, and you're always on a mission, you know.
Busy.
So and we all want to eat healthy, but we know that first of all it costs more money, but it's also not the most convenient. So you know, I try and eat as clean as I can, but I can't always commit to it. And that's why recently, especially now that I'm in my 40s, I've really started looking out for my body and supplementing.
Yeah. Janez, any other tips that you have for people?
Yeah, I mean, my advice, you know, I've lived that road of burning myself out, and I did it for 10 years. And you know, I look at my friends now, and I've aged like milk, and they're aging like fine wine. So it takes its toll on your body, you know.
Yes.
It really does. And there's no reason that you should torture yourself like that. And I wish I'd started, like I wish I'd started putting sunscreen on in my 20s.
Yes, yes.
I wish I'd started taking supplements in my 20s. But, you know, I thought I was macho and tough, and I didn't need that, you know, and I didn't need to take stuff for anxiety and for fatigue. And you know, had I done that in the past 10 years on a regular basis, I'd probably be sitting here looking a lot better, but probably also feeling a lot stronger. And now in the past 2 years, I've really committed to looking after my body. You know, I want to be around for when my kids are older, and I want to prioritize kind of those experiences I was speaking about, and my family and my happiness. But I think the biggest piece of advice I can give people besides the supplementation is, if you're feeling anxious, I pull myself back into the present. You don't worry about the past. What's happened in the past, you know, there's no what ifs and regrets.
You can't change it.
You can't change that. In the future, you can't predict the future anyway, so why worry about that? Put yourself into that present moment and pinch yourself. And live in that moment. I think that will make people a lot happier.
Janez, thank you for those awesome tips, and thank you for joining us in the Circle with Solal.
It's been a pleasure, thank you.
And to everybody watching, thank you also for joining us. If you would like some more information about what supplements you can take to fight exhaustion or stress, please visit our website, www.solal, that's solal.co.za. Look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
And it was the most stressful situation of my entire life.
Yeah.
I was sweating, I had heart palpitations, but yet I still turned it into something good somehow, because this is what I love.